Nigga, I'm out here, nigga. Nigga,
He
you ain't the
talking
only
like he was there.
Right, he was talking like he was there. He's like, nigga, you ain't the only one getting pussy, nigga. Nigga, I'm trying to come see you,
Wow.
nigga. I don't give a fuck about this bimbo you
What
got with
fucked
you.
up with that shit? Why do these niggas want to come see you, man?
And
Like,
why is it I'm a punk if I don't go see them, though?
yeah. What is that shit about, though? Like,
I don't know. This shit is
niggas,
weird.
I've never seen so many niggas that just want a confrontation. Like, I want to see him. Like,
Right.
who
You
does
come to my
that?
city, you going to see me, nigga.
You gotta see me, nigga.
Nigga say, I guarantee you
boy.
won't come to Indianapolis without. But you know, I guarantee you won't come to Indianapolis, nigga. And I'm like, who the fuck makes these threats? I bet you won't come see me. And the person then has to come see you so you can try to assault them.
I don't understand it, man. This shit is literally has, in my opinion, it has become a phenomenon. the niggas of Sotomayor. That's what I call them now. They are a phenomenon, man.
This is a phenomenon.
I know a lot of niggas. I swear I do. From different areas, different area codes, whatever you want to. I know a lot of niggas. I've never seen niggas function like these niggas is functioning, man. Sitting up talking about a nigga is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Saying what you gotta say about a nigga, whether you like him, you don't like him, I get it. Everybody got a right to their opinion. Nigga, when you spending 6 hours talking about one dude in his life,
Yep.
not an interaction you had with him, not talking about the time when y'all got into it at the club, when you just sitting there talking about a nigga in his life, it's something wrong with you, man.
Every day.
Yes, day in and day out. Not, hey, let me get this off my chest. I'm
Right.
mad at him. I don't like him. I'm gonna say my piece, go on my rant, and I'm done. No, these niggas every day. Okay, guys, so this is day number 12. Like going, bro, is something wrong with you, man? You there is no reason for you to say that you have that much energy and time to focus on a person you don't know.
It's kind of like that other guy too. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, guys. This is the Guru and the Whore, episode 18. Excuse me, episode 15. I'm jumped in the future. I'm fucking up. I don't know why I said 18. It's big ass 15 right in front of me. Y'all let you know. I wouldn't need a producer and a fucking teleprompter anyway. I would read it incorrectly. But I want to ask you something. Like, people were telling me, and I want your opinion. The guy who asked me to help him with his child support situation. Were that you, what would you have done?
What, being you or being the guy?
I said if that same situation happened to you and you had a guy walk up to you and ask you for help that you knew didn't like you and talk shit about you, what would you do?
I would be like, man, I don't even, there's no point for us to even have a conversation. I'm not going to help somebody that I know that don't like me. I'm not going to associate, converse, bullshit. I'm not going to do that. So It's like, whatever beef you got with me, you talking about me, cool, do that. But don't expect me to turn around and still be cool with you.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you just basically, you trying to use me. So I'm the fool if I let you use me. If I say, okay, well, yeah, I don't want him to talk about me, so I'm gonna help. No, I'm not gonna help you.
Because they don't not talk about you. Like today, and I don't have no beef with Nutwater, none of that. I don't have no beef. Whatever beef that's ever been there has been beef he had with me. And he knows, and this is not something I'm putting out there because he put it out there. I sent him a donation a few weeks ago to help him out. He's somebody that said he's going to kill me. He said he's going to get these women together and ruin my internet. My internet career was done. All this stuff. And then the day he was doing a video, and he didn't say nothing. Well, he started off saying one thing, then he changed his mind a little bit when I showed up. But what he was talking about was saying, I should help Chris anyway. Because if we black men, I'm supposed to help him, and there's nothing wrong with Chris reaching out and asking me for help. But here's my thing. Chris said in his video that the way I get my money is disgusting. Those were his words. He said the way that I get my money off cooning online is disgusting. But this man went to jail, literally, for selling drugs. And his wife asserts the reason why she doesn't want him around the kid is because not only did he get caught selling drugs, but he got caught selling the drugs with his daughter in the car. This is the same way Poppy can say, I'm the worst thing that happened to the black community, even though he was molested by a man, and even though he went to jail for killing a man and attempting to kill other black men. Maybe you can help me out. Why is it that I'm considered worse than drug dealers and killers? I'm just curious on this one.
I've seen the videos. I've seen the cats with their rants and all that kind of stuff and their issues. And the only thing that I can think of that would say, okay, because it doesn't make sense, but the only thing that I can think of as to why they're doing it is that they see that they can say whatever it is that they're going to say. I mean, because they are not doing anything but lying. And the expectations that they have of you are so far out that you wouldn't have that expectation of anybody else that you don't know. So it's like whether they want you to help them, whether they want some attention from you to help grow their channel, grow whatever it is they're trying to do. They want to make you the bad guy so that they can, try to boost themselves up. The only thing that I can see as to why they're doing it is because you are the only person that they can probably reach or get some type of reaction out of, that they can say, okay, well, this person is prominent. This person is a YouTube celebrity. This dude is known across the world. So I can get some type of lift from just going back and forth with him, regardless of if I'm making up a bunch of shit or not. And it's like for you to go and have that approach to something that you're trying to build, and you taking it upon yourself to say, well, now it's my job to call out all of the frauds or to call out all the bullshit and to call. For you to think that and to say that that's your job, but yet and still you still sitting here letting drug dealers, letting the young thugs that's out on the block do what they do, but you so hardcore, then you full of shit. Plain and simple, you're full of shit if you're that person, if you're that guy. Till I see you out there on the corner telling these young cats that's on the block, that's at the trap house, that they got to go, and you good, you doing it, and I see some change in that, then you can say something to somebody that you don't even know that's on the internet.
Right.
That's my thing. You don't know this person. If I knew you, Tommy, and I had a problem with you, then even then my interaction with you is gonna be on a personal level. It ain't gonna be over the internet. And then they talking tough, talking about they'll do this, you can't come to my city and all that deal. When you come to the city, they know where to be found. They want you to come to their house, then they want you to come in their backyard, then they want you to meet them in the alley. All that stuff is all lip service. You know what I'm saying? Because real cats that do that kind of stuff, they ain't gonna say nothing.
Right.
They want to come see you. They coming to see you. Plain and simple. You ain't hard to find. But that's not what they doing it for. They just and the people that's following them, they just playing along with the hype and the drama, man. That's all they doing.
Yeah, and I think it's sad. And I want to welcome everybody to the show. We're going to open up the phone lines a little bit later, as it is, and we're going to be talking about, as you can see, the discussion is going to be about the advantages and disadvantages of dating women with children. But there's another guy, and you know I mean, that guy did a video. Now, mind you, they'll swear up and down they don't watch me, but I'll make a video about something and they'll make a whole, this motherfucker went 6 hours a day talking about my relationship with my mom, because yesterday during the show, I talked about my mom calling me and asking me to stop doing what I was doing because it's making her look bad. Now, mind you, this is a person that's had no problem calling my mom a bitch, said that my mom was a scam artist. Now this man says, it's only fair that Tommy has a one-on-one with his mom so we can see what her reason why she don't like him. And I'm thinking to myself, nigga, you haven't had a one-on-one with your son. We don't know where he at. You claim you got this son. You claim that you care about the kids. We never see you with your own son. That's what doesn't make any sense to me. This man that is crying and talking about how much he loved the kids, he got one son, one. You never seen him with him. You don't see him do anything with any of his children, the one he has and the two that he claimed that his woman already had when he met her. But you call my mom a bitch. Why the fuck would you even act like you give a shit? But they all do the same thing. They do the same jumping back and forth. Now, if my mom was making YouTube videos saying she can't stand what I do, then everybody would love my mom. If I had a kid that I don't see, then everybody says I should go see that kid. If I have a kid when I'm around the kid, everybody says he doesn't need to be around the kid. What I learned from black people from being young and being an adult now in all these years, I've learned that black people play a great game of moving the goalposts. They will say you ain't shit because you don't have a car. Then you'll get a car. They'll say you ain't shit because you don't have the right kind of car. Yep. If you got the right kind of car, then they're going to say you bragging. And it goes the same way. If you don't have a girlfriend, you a faggot. Let's think about it. If you don't have a girlfriend, you a faggot. If you get a girlfriend, you pussy whip. If you don't have a job, you a bum. If you do have a job, it's a bullshit job and you're working for the white man. Yep. If you work for yourself, it's probably the Illuminati that helped you. unless you help me. So the Illuminati helped you. You ain't shit. You cooning, but I need a couple dollars. Can you help a brother out? You can't win when it comes to black people. Where do you think that comes from? Because I don't see anybody else fucking with people like that, making them have to jump through hoops. When I got the white girl, she was bad, but she was a Russian prostitute. But then when she left, they was over there telling her, good job, we love your photos of your food. And I was like, y'all motherfuckers didn't like shit that she did when she was with me. Now she ain't with me. Everything she did is cool, and y'all have no problem talking about how fine she is now. Where does this come from?
Those are the characteristics of true losers. You're a loser if you're that obsessed with what somebody has or what they're doing, and you, like you said, you moving the goalposts every time they achieve something or they have something, then you are basically just you are that envious of them to where no matter what it is that they do, you're gonna have something to say about it. So basically, you must be that disappointed in yourself to be that obsessed with where somebody's at and what they have or what they're doing. And that just makes it's because you don't have any achievements. You're not doing anything. Because at the end of the day, if I wanted to say something and say, well, you know what, you doing this and this is what I'm doing, then I would have those things in place and say, hey, yeah, you know, you need to be doing this because this is what I'm doing. And I can show you that it worked. Then I'm showing you something. I'm challenging what you're doing. These dudes are trying to say they're doing the same thing, but they have nothing to show for it. Right. All they're doing is just gathering around with the same 8 or 10 dudes, and they sitting around talking about, yeah, he ain't got this, yeah, he doing that, ooh, he ain't got it. If he don't do this, he do it. It'll never end. It's no matter what it could be. You could take a bullet for somebody, and they'll be like, yeah, I bet you won't take a AK-47 bullet, though, will it? It never is. So it's like you can't even have a conversation to even get an understanding with these kind of dudes that do that.
No,
so
exactly.
It's like at the end of the day, that's the problem behind it. It's like they're just losers, man. You have to be a loser to be that obsessed with a person that you don't know.
Yeah, and all of this is crazy. When I was listening to that dude, like I'll let you listen to a little bit. I just want you to just hear how he speaks. It was so funny and sad at the same time. Like I couldn't believe that a dude was just sitting around like has this kind of issue with me because I don't know him. And I was like, well, he seemed really upset too. Like he was talking like a motherfucker to this computer and nobody else. And then I went and looked on his channel, and it's funny because it's a grown ass man that has what did he have? He had like, let me see if I can find it. He had a grand total, like he's live, right? Let me see if he's still live. He was live and he had, I shit you not, he had one person watching him, and I was that nigga. I wanted to say I was lying.
Oh my God.
But I'm not. Now, a young lady by the name of Monica Daniels sent me this. And
ocean, nigga.
Okay. It says flat Earth collides with global warming. Literally, it said 0 people was watching when I clicked it. I'm that nigga right now.
So it's going to happen, but
and he don't give a shit that ain't nobody watching him. He just talking.
You know, they're gonna
That's crazy, man.
Right, see, listen to us. We did it.
Yeah, but see, you brought up a good point though, because the
it's him and somebody else talking. So it's 2 niggas talking to nobody.
It's dead. It's gone.
Well, you got more niggas on the panel than in the audience.
So now
We have a panel of professors up here and 2 people watching. Let's go.
Like, couldn't y'all at least get 2 people apiece?
That's right. Nigga, your girlfriend won't watch your shit. That's bad when the bitch you fucking be like, I pass.
I
ain't got time to watch y'all stupid shit. And get mad at him if he be too loud in the house. If you don't shut that shit up.
Nigga, I'm watching Cardi B.
You know what I'm saying?
I put you out.
You know what I'm saying?
He's like, all right, let me turn it down.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see y'all next week on the.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. You know, it's been a good show, and I think we really got some things done. And hey,
You know what I'm saying? We'll see y'all same place, and roundabout, same time. It could be any time. This is whatever my girl say I can talk.
I'll see if she let me come out tomorrow. And I'll be here. I'll let y'all know. But don't ask before I ask, because she'll definitely say no.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, don't come ring my doorbell after I come outside.
You know what I'm
Because if you ask, my mama gonna say no. So
she is definitely gonna say no. So what we should do is just make it look like it's a spontaneous. And it shows
when she get off work, when she come out the bathroom, and after she have a cigarette, then I ask her. I know she gonna be like, hell no, you ain't going nowhere.
And they gonna run that bitch a bath so he can have a 30-minute show.
Yeah.
All right, she's in the tub right now. 30 minutes. Let's go.
30 minutes. Oh my God! I remember the other day, you was playing something for that nigga, and he was like, how the hell I got 17 people watching but 37 dislikes? I said, God damn.
That was funny. This made no sense.
He was mad too.
Look at these dislikes. It ain't even that many people that know me.
God.
I don't even know 35 people. This is bullshit.
Oh man, boy, that was ignorant. I laughed my ass off when he said that. I said, God damn, nigga.
And then after they argue about the numbers, they say, you know, it ain't even about the numbers. Like, what?
It ain't about the numbers.
It ain't about the
numbers. Man, that don't matter.
You know what I'm saying?
It's about exposing them.
Yes, I'm exposing this nigga. That's what I'm doing. I'm making the world a better place.
Oh my God.
But listen to how this nigga's talking. Listen.
From Tommy. Nigga, we don't give a fuck about that. You should, if you really got love for the nigga, you should be trying to make sure you rectify the situation so niggas don't come at him. You got motherfuckers trying to ruin his reputation. Look on the fucking internet, niggas is calling Brother Tommy all kind of shit.
He's watching me and talking. Listen.
No, she don't listen. She's a hard-head dame.
Did he say dame?
He called her dame. This motherfucker showed up from 1923. He got on a zoot suit and everything.
With that Malcolm X walk.
Right.
Like, yeah.
He got a feather on his cap and him dame.
Him and Shawty. Him and Shawty coming out the speakeasy.
Come here, Ann. That's what I'm saying to you, Ann.
Yeah, you're gonna shut up, see? Boy, these boys is wild, man. He said, why ain't he doing nothing about it? And why you responsible for these niggas, man? Why you got to help these niggas?
I don't know.
Man.
I mean, he listened to a whole video of me. This nigga was just responding to me.
My goodness.
Listen. Let's see what this is. Let's see. Let's see.
They mad because I'm cool with them. That really pissed them off. But like everybody in porn is cool with me. That bothers me.
And it don't bother me.
I just told the nigga I'm live right now. So if you got any sense, my nigga, you gonna look at what the fuck is going on. I'm the main motherfucker that can stop anything. I'm just saying I'm a bridge, nigga.
How is this possible?
Did he say he a bridge?
Hey, just decided to grab a video about it. Just talk to the video.
Nigga.
Nickel. She's nickel.
You done stepped in some shit, my nigga.
These niggas is hard.
The community
Boy.
don't sleep. The The
Boy,
community
that's them
stays
internet
up,
gangsters,
nigga.
man. You gotta watch out for them,
Wherever you
man.
go, we there, nigga.
Wherever you go, we there,
It's
nigga.
not me, it's gonna be somebody else, nigga.
Nigga's the new period. It's crazy.
Man.
Motherfuckers putting videos up saying Tommy likes underage females, underage girls. Piece of gay. Ordering shit from the back page. I'm not saying I'm with that shit, nigga. I'm not saying that I'm charging you with that. People is coming at you, Tommy.
They say my name like they trying to get at me.
Yes.
Real to you, you must be blind.
You must be
So,
blind.
brother, wake up and smell the motherfucking coffee. I told you I was out here in Frisco. I told you let me interview you and holler at you.
I
before you leave.
told you,
I told you. Let me
told you,
interview
let
you.
me-
I'll let you, man.
nigga. I told you let me borrow $100, nigga. I told you.
Well, we out here.
Yeah, right.
Boy.
Like
Man,
nothing
you
they
is
say.
crazy, man.
At what point would I say, let me just sit down and have a discussion with this guy? This
Yeah.
seems like a rational guy. Like
These niggas, you know what these niggas are? These niggas are conversation rapists. I'm just gonna take a conversation from these niggas. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna interview you. You gonna let me because I told you to.
right. I'm down here, nigga. I'm out here, nigga. I'm out here in these streets.
Come
You want
on,
me to pull
man.
up, nigga? You want me to pull up, nigga? I'm pulling up.
I'm out here right now,
You know what I'm saying? Bet you won't bring your bitch ass downstairs.
Oh,
Then the
man.
next day it's a woman downstairs.
Boy.
Where is he at? I'm gonna pull up on him. I know he at the trunk. Where is he at?
Why?
I know he at the trunk. I'm gonna pull
Where
up.
he at? I'm
Where he
pulling
at?
up on him. Man, it's insane, man.
But it was strange. Like everybody want to pull up on me. This is crazy, dog. My life is weird.
Man,
It's weird.
how do you force a conversation with somebody though? Hey man, you wanna have a conversation with me? Nah, man, I'm straight. I'm good, man. Do you, man? Oh, okay. These niggas like, nah, nigga, you gonna holler at me. Nigga.
You got to see me, nigga.
Got to talk to me, nigga.
I still remember that one nigga said, that crazy seaman told me, he said straight up, you cannot come to the Midwest. And then he said specifically, you better not come to Chicago. Because I got people in Chicago. He said St. Louis. Then he said Indianapolis, where he at.
Can't come now.
I go to Chicago. He said, fuck I look like going to Chicago. That's 3 hours away. That's what he said. I bet that motherfucker. Then he said, I know the nigga had a connect flight that probably landed him in Indianapolis. He didn't tell me he was in Indianapolis. What the fuck Chicago flight? I mean, a New York flight to Chicago look like he gonna land.
Indianapolis, then come back up.
Like, yo, what flight patterns this nigga been looking at? I was
my
like,
goodness,
it's this
man.
short ass flight, nigga. It's a 2-hour flight. You
Man.
fucked up if you got a connecting flight and a 2-hour flight. Kind of bullshit is this? The fucking flight was 8 hours long. Had that damn connecting flight.
Boy,
Kind
they
of bullshit.
crazy, man.
I'm gonna fly to Tucson with a connecting flight. Motherfucker connecting flight in Seattle. Where you flying from? I'm flying from Phoenix to Tucson. How long a flight is that? About 30 minutes? No, that was about 6 hours. Wait, what?
I
Why?
had a layover. I had a layover in Seattle. What do you mean Seattle?
Nigga, you could have just drove then.
Right. Well, actually, it went to Seattle, then it went down to New Mexico. Then I came back to Tucson.
You know what I'm saying? I saved $30 on that flight.
It was 12-hour flight.
Save $30. You know, $30, nigga. I'm trying to save money, nigga. There's a lot of niggas like that, man. I'm trying to save money for the bullshit. But let's see if we can get into the topic. Now, let's see if I got the lines open. Are the lines open? They are. So let me call in myself. So go ahead and let them know about you and about the topic as I call in the phone lines.
Yes. Well, for those of you this is the first time that I'm meeting, my name is Brian Redman the Third, and I am also known as the Guru. I graduated from the University of Street. I got my master's degree in the University of Hood, and I am here now to impart my knowledge upon all who are caring to listen. My name is Brian.
I'm doing bad shit. My bad. We good though.
You can hit me up at the relationshiprehab.com. You can also catch me on YouTube at The Relationship Rehab. And you can hit me up on Facebook at The Relationship Rehab, Instagram, The Relationship Rehab, and on Twitter at Relate Better, which is right up there in the top corner there. There you go. And what we're going to talk about on tonight are the advantages and disadvantages of dating women with kids, which I think is going to be quite interesting because I have a little bit of both of those. And actually, I have dated a woman with kids, and actually, I married her.
Which is an interesting thing to do because I told you not to, but you didn't listen to me. Not really sure why that was, but I've been wanting to know this for a while now, but I tried not to push that shit at the fucking reception. I tried not to. I'm just saying.
That's because that is why you're the whore and I'm the guru. I know. Say, yep, don't listen to that.
Nigga, you let us all down. You let us all down. We said single for life.
Oh, man. Yes, indeed. So I think that we're going to take some phone calls, too, so we can hear some of you guys' opinions and all that stuff. And I think it's going to be quite interesting, man. I think it's going to be a great topic, great show tonight. And
I think it may not be, though, because apparently I can't get on the fucking lines. There's some weird shit going on here.
Oh, shit.
Coming on. This is some weird shit. I'm just pressing the buttons and just...
Well, just keep clicking on shit till something happens.
You talking about your call didn't go through? What the fuck?
And I do want to give a shout out, as always, to all of the lovely people out in the Soto Nation. Okay, I thank you all. Appreciate you all for coming out and spending time with us on tonight. Thank you for all of the lovely comments. And all of you earring haters out there, yeah, I'm shining. Don't hate on my shine.
They said earring haters.
Earring haters, yeah. What he say? He said, I got a pirate earring. Arr, matey, parlay.
See, that's just ringing. This is wrong.
Yeah. They say, me and my wavy plant, thank you. I'm wavy out here. Y'all know this. Keeping it going. Jolly good show, chap. Yes.
This is fucked up. It's just not working.
The phones ain't working?
No,
that ain't working.
I see two niggas called in. I see them on, so it must be people having a hard time getting on. Let me try something else. This motherfucker talking about, dude.
Your call did not go through.
Shut up, motherfucker. Your call did not go through.
We're sorry. Your call did not go through.
We're sorry. You ain't.
They were at least polite. They should have been like, your call ain't go through, nigga. You got to everywhere you try to call, we gonna be, nigga. We shut down your phone lines. You ain't gonna be able to call nobody. Ain't nobody gonna be able to call you. Yeah, buddy. So, hey, you know what I want everybody to do on tonight? Everybody that's watching, share the show. We need to keep growing the channel. So, put it in your Facebook. Do something on Instagram, post it on your Twitter, get somebody to like and subscribe. Actually, this is Bring a Friend Thursday. So you need to, everybody that's in the chat room right now, you need to go get a friend. Everybody that's watching this, it is your job on tonight to get a friend, to like, subscribe, and to share. Now we ain't gonna be doing no 37 dislikes and 18 people watching.
Yeah, we gonna have this.
How the hell that happened? Even though the numbers don't matter, but we're not doing that. But yes, let's go ahead. Let's grow this thing. Let's get some people watching. Let's share. Let's subscribe. Let's like. If you ain't subscribed already, damn it, subscribe. And if you ain't hit that like button, hit it now. We're not gonna keep asking y'all to keep on doing this. It's like when you come into somebody's house, you speak to everybody in the room. You speak by hitting the like. That's what you do. Yes, indeed.
Okay, I don't shit. That sounds like some fuck shit there. What the fuck? I'm not really sure. God dog, my voice. I'm not really sure how it sounds right now, or if it even is coming across well. I'm gonna assume that they can hear. Let me try something right quick. 323. Can you hear me?
I can. How you doing?
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure you could hear me and I can hear you. So speak to me.
Yeah, I can hear you, Tommy.
You can hear me just fine, huh?
I can hear too.
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
All right, cool.
This is Oliver, man. How you doing?
It's all right. I'm gonna put you back on hold. I just had to
man,
make sure. Wait. I had to make sure the phone lines work. I know Oliver be ready to talk. Oliver be like, "Fuck that bullshit." It's on, bitch, nigga.
He's sitting there like, yeah, I'd like to weigh in right now, Tommy.
I was gonna say you answered my phone call, so we gonna speak.
I like you on the edge of your seat. You don't want to get that cut off. Man. No. Like they ain't gonna do that to me.
Somebody said it says 94 people watching. No, it says 292 people watching. We're gonna build this channel up. We're not gonna do anything else. Somebody said the channel is low. Yes, I mean the mic is low. It is, but we'll get that part of it fixed. But everything is gonna be on this channel now. When we do this channel, it's not gonna be any that other what I have been doing, which is advertising a little bit on the other channels. Nope. This channel is going to sink or swim now on its own now. So if you guys aren't subscribed to it, please do. If you're not telling other people, please do. All right. So let me ask you something. You said that you married a woman who had children as you met her. Were you walking into the situation looking for a woman with children? What was your mind state during that moment and before you met her as far as dating?
Well, I wasn't looking for children. I'd actually avoided that. I had never been in a serious relationship with any woman that had children before. And it was just for the simple fact that I did not want to go that route as far as the hazards of doing that, because you get attached to kids get attached to you, you break up, and now you get this, it's like a double breakup or whatever if the kid is involved. I wasn't going to be that guy that says, well, I'm still, come pick the kid up and spend time. I wouldn't do that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
and it was, I believe the fact that I knew my wife before she had a baby, and we had history before that, just, knowing each other. We were good friends. And
what is that, one of your favorite classes or something?
Huh?
Is that one of your favorite classes or something?
What was one of my favorite classes?
You said y'all had history together.
Yes, we did.
I just thought that was one of your favorite classes. You like, oh, she's in history with me. This is the one.
Yes, we did. Yeah, but the fact that we were friends and stuff beforehand, and that kind of like helped along the way. And I knew a lot about her, and she knew a lot about me, so that kind of helped it. As opposed to me breaking that rule, and I really liked. I was just crazy about it, so that's why I broke that rule. It was different than any of the other women that I've dated before that had kids, so I was reluctant at first, but the more that we reconnected and got back together, that made me break that rule. And it was really important to me. We had several conversations about it and how we would approach it. We were kind of on the same page when it came to raising kids, disciplining kids, and that type of thing, because I thought that was really important, because I didn't want to be that guy that's the bad guy in the relationship, because a kid is like, driving that wedge between us, or trying to make that parent choose between me and her son.
Yeah.
So that was it. It was a lot of groundwork that was laid out before we got really serious about that.
Okay. Now, what was the main thing that she was wondering about as you guys because you're in a how can I put it? You guys are in a relationship, but she has more of the so-called baggage to deal with because she's got to make sure that her children are doing well. She's got to make sure that everything is going correct with her household before she even brings you around. So what was some of her biggest concerns? Because I'm not really sure exactly, and you could tell me about this. I'm not really sure exactly what some of the things were that you guys discussed when it came to your role in the children's lives. So
yeah, well, she had one son, and he was at that time, I believe he was maybe 11 or 12. He was somewhere around that age. And her biggest thing was that she wanted, even though we were progressing well and we were having a good time with each other, she wanted me and him to have a relationship. She wanted me to have that bond with him on our own and not with, her being the middle man, if you will. She encouraged that. She said, hey, at the end of the day, I see that we're getting along great and we're having a good time with each other and we enjoy each other's company. But I do have a son, and it is extremely important to me that you guys have a good relationship because it's not going to work if you guys don't. And I was in total agreement with that. I was like, because I couldn't just be with you and, your son just hate my guts. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm with his mama and he want his mama to be with his daddy at the end of the day. So that was, something that I was well aware of. And I went, that extra mile to make sure that we had that kind of relationship. And it was just about us spending time together, us doing things together, just me and him. And the thing is that it actually worked better than what I thought. I had experience with kids before because, I coached like Little League baseball for like 20 years. I was, in preschool Head Start as an instructional assistant at one time. So I had a lot of experience with kids and knew how to reach kids and build a relationship with kids. So I was good in that aspect, but I still wanted to make sure that we were going to be really, really good and we were going to be able to live in a house together because that's different. It's like you can spend, so many hours a day or so many hours a week with a kid, but everyday living, you talking about roles and responsibilities and what it is your job is, what that kid's job is, and things like that to make the house work. So it was like that was really important for us to get through that. And, we had a lot of conversations about how things went, how things were going. And even when it came down to us getting married, I actually asked him before I asked her. And I did that because I wanted to know where his mind was with it. I wanted to know how he felt about it.
How did he feel when you asked him to marry him?
He was actually down for it. He was like, yeah, I would like for you to marry my mom. Because
my bad, I said, how did he feel when you asked him to marry him? And you was like, he was down
to marry him. I thought you said to marry his mom.
Because you said I asked him first. He turned you down. I'm just fucking with you.
I thought you said his mom, but he said him.
No, he was all for it.
He cried and everything.
He had his dress picked out. He was ready for this. Yeah, he been waiting all his life.
We had 2 rings and everything. It was a lovely ceremony, a lovely time.
It's everything we ever imagined. Well, let me ask you this though. Like, was it a difficult transition from you going from acting to being like a father at home? Was it a difficult transition from you to go from this? Because if you guys could go ahead and cue my man Brian's one of his roles in his movies. Here it goes right here.
Yeah. Oh, damn, man. Shake that food right now. Tripping, man.
As you can see, there's Brian right there. As you can see, there's Brian right there on the left. There's Brian right there.
Nigga, that's old news. Been in jail
If that nigga ain't Brian, I don't know who is.
years now. Man, it's only been 1,825 days. 6 hours and 13 minutes. She could have waited.
Oh, boy, I tell you.
Why go back to jail, Oh, man, I ain't worried about jail, man. What the fuck? You sound like a bitch. Bitch? Man, I ain't worried about jail. I don't give a damn about going to jail. Nigga, take me to jail.
Take me to jail.
Lock me up.
Lock me up. Hey!
You ain't afraid to put somebody in his ass.
I ain't afraid. Whoa!
This fool is tripping. I'm out of here. You on your own there, bro. Y'all, come on, man. Y'all ain't never been in the shower with a man and you see the bird roll down and crack his ass and you just
Brian said, I ain't never heard no shit like that.
No shit like that. Oh man.
These
I was
jokes.
fooling y'all.
Yeah, okay, nigga.
So was it difficult for you to convert from the family life, to the family life from a Hollywood life? Because it seemed like you really enjoyed that scene when you.
Yeah, man, it's a difficult transition. You know, at the end of the day, you have to really be prepared mentally to leave that life behind.
You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
I mean, it was a hard thing.
Hollywood is Hollywood, man. Yeah, it got its perks and its advantages, man, but it also has its disadvantages. And I think I was ready.
You done spread yourself thin enough. You was ready for something more solid. You was ready to put you a little bit of flour inside your ingredients to thicken it up a little bit, and that's what you did. Okay, but when you talk about this, you spoke about having a discussion with the mom and with the child. Do you think this is something that's missing from people who even date women with children? That just that simple, have a discussion about the children, include the children in the discussion. Because I honestly believe that in a lot of, when you're dating women or people with children, but mostly women because they're usually the ones with the custody, I think that's one of the biggest problems in these relationships, that there's never a discussion with the person coming in and the children. It's always the children have to just accept the decision that the mom is making. And it's usually, for some reason, kids have a real good feeling about adults that we ourselves can't see when we're involved in it. What do you think about that part of it? How you guys, in my opinion, did something that most people don't do, which is involve the children.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of times people are caught up in that selfishness about being with somebody, and they want somebody so bad, and they want to be with somebody, they want to make it work, because now they're at a point to where they have kids, whether it's 1 or 2 or 10, but now they want stability after they've had the child, and unfortunately they just didn't do that with the right person. They didn't pick the best husband or the best father for their children, and now that they have these children, they now see how important it is for them to be a cohesive family unit. So now they're trying to make it work, and they figure if we can be good together, then eventually my kids can learn to love this person, or we can all become a family, or he can begin to treat my kids right. And it's like, you can't do that, especially with somebody who isn't prepared to do that. They don't have the skills to bond with kids. If I'm somebody and I've never been around kids, I don't do kids, I've never had a kid on my own, I'm not in my kid's life, how do you expect me to be a great parent to your kid? And this is somebody that's not even my flesh, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I believe that is really powerful in that whole thing. It's like, when you dealing with somebody else's kid and that kid isn't yours, then there is a certain level that you won't get to. There are certain boundaries that you have because of that. When it's your son or it's your daughter, then you have that thing to say, hey, that's my seed. I'm going to do what I need to do to provide and take care of. Now, if you're the person who can't have kids, then that's something totally different. But if you're that person and that's your son or that's your daughter or whatever, and you saying, well, they're not your son, they're not your daughter, and you're trying to be that surrogate parent, then that could be a problem, because that was one of the biggest things that I did. I'd set him down and I said, hey, man, I'm telling you right now, I am not your father. I'm not trying to be your father.
I did something wrong.
No, you didn't. But I specifically said that I didn't want to be, the person that's trying to replace your dad. Your dad is your dad, and that's it. At the end of the day, no matter if your mom and him getting along, no matter if me and him ain't getting along, whatever the case may be, he's gonna be who he is.
You
and
are
that's
now
your
in the
father
hoop
forever. All I can do is I'm just gonna be a male adult that is in your life, and you can our relationship can be whatever it is that you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, because I'm not gonna be that person that tries to be somebody's daddy and they're not my kid. I don't believe in that. I believe that a man's your father is your father. You know, even if the kid's parent is dead or doing 30 to life, whatever the case may be, then that's something that's different. But if that parent is available and that parent is around in any capacity, then that kid doesn't need any type of surrogate parent. That father or that mother should be that parent.
Right. And you'd assume that, okay, we're back. Everybody that's on the line, thank you guys for waiting. And the people have been having problems calling in. I've been getting a few emails. I was able to just get in, so maybe you guys can get in too. The numbers on the screen is 213-943-3362. Let's go here. The advantages or disadvantages to dating someone with children. What has been the advantages that you can see yourself of having you just added water, you had a ready-made family?
Well, I could say the one of the advantages that I can definitely say is that with me not having children, when we had another child, she had experience. So there were a lot of things, a lot of areas that she was able to like step up in and take the lead on and show me certain things that I didn't know because I had never been a parent before. It's
apparent you've never been a parent.
Yes, there you go.
Whoa! It's gonna be a long night. Go ahead. It's gonna be a long one.
He's on the road tonight.
Look, I show myself out. Just go. I remember how I got in here. I'll just show myself
you
out.
see yourself out. Yes. I guess, and for me too, it's like I don't think that it's like the best thing in the world. I'm definitely not a proponent of doing what I did. I consider myself to be extremely lucky because I had somebody who was actually on the same page with me. Mm-hmm. So that made the whole transition and the whole situation a lot easier. Now, if you have somebody and you guys are dating and you guys are thinking about going to that next level, aren't going to that next level, I would say you shouldn't even do it. I would say that you should not even put yourself in that position because you guys are going to have too many instances where you're not going to see eye to eye when it comes to that kid's place as far as discipline is concerned. You got a kid that's doing something, you spending time with this kid is living in your house or whatever the case may be, and they have that thing in their head where they feel as though you ain't my daddy or you ain't my mama, you can't tell me what to do. Now you have a young person or a child that thinks they got carte blanche. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do, and until my mama get home or until my mama see my daddy, and you ain't gonna do shit. That puts you at a disadvantage and that adds stress to your relationship. So that's definitely one of the things I would say as to why.
Because that's the scary part to me. Relationships are hard by themselves. You throw children in the mix, and remember, children aren't like throwing debt into the mix. And debt is the number one thing that destroys relationships. Motherfuckers can't pay their bills, period. It's the number one cause of divorce, debt. But debt isn't something with an emotion. It just has a number. A child, though, has an emotion.
Yes.
It's already hard enough to be in a relationship with another person that won't follow your directions. You got to call your parents all the way from India to come kick this bitch ass. But that's neither here nor there. But now you have this other person, this child. And the one thing that children are born knowing how to do is manipulate. A lot of people don't understand that children manipulate and they figure it out early. They figure out that when they cry, it frustrates you, and you will do whatever they pretty much need. You will jump through hoops to try and find what's wrong with them.
Yep.
You know how much power that is for that little motherfucker to sit up there and realize it has? It's the same thing that my cat walks around and notices. You feed me whether I do anything or not. So she walk around like that shit. She makes noises. When I'm getting ready to go to bed, this bitch will run upstairs but won't come into the room. She'll wait until I'm good and comfortable in the fucking bed and sleep and then start scratching the door. Now we go through this fucking same routine every night. Children are the same way. Children will sit up there and have your ass shoving bottles in their mouth and they full and they shitting and pissing all over the place. They be laughing because you got to figure out what the fuck wrong with them. They just keep crying. Spit the pacifier in your face. I don't want this. Yep. And you got to figure out what this motherfucker want without kicking it in the chest.
Or punting it.
You know what I'm saying? You be like, take that kid.
You got to put that finger up first, like for that kickoff, like. Ooh. Yeah.
And then, well, I don't know what you do if you just saw a nigga at the bus stop just.
Yeah.
Hey, you see that, baby?
You see another nigga on the other end, like, I dropped it. So I ain't gotta be penalized either way.
It's good. I
throw my hat down, blow the whistle, and mark with all that. Like, here we go, guys.
You know what I'm saying? Like, give me trying to play.
Yep.
The clock is running, motherfucker. The play clock is running down. Y'all don't know what you're gonna do. But if you look at this part of dating women with children, to me, the attitude of that other person. You remember, they love that person more than they love you. Like,
yes.
You could be with a bitch with a kid, with her son, but she and she's a good mom, she's supposed to love her child more than she love you.
Yes.
But that's gonna cause a problem.
Yep.
This little nigga won't go to sleep, and I want some head, and he know I want some head, because I got that I want some head look on my face, and he done figured it out. I want my mom sucking his dick, so I'm gonna say I can't sleep. I can't sleep. And you be like, this little
what's wrong with you?
Is,
I'm scared.
You know what I'm saying? This nigga's 21. Come on, baby, let him sleep. No, I gotta go in there. Fuck. You ain't gonna jack off because I know how this works. She ain't gonna be back.
He said he's 21 years
This
old.
motherfucker's 21 years old. This nigga got a job interview in the morning, bitch.
He just came from the club talking about, I can't sleep.
You know? I heard something at my door.
It's somebody outside.
See, I that's what I would be worried about, that part of it.
And in all actuality, you are 100%.
Because don't that comes up. I don't give a damn how great everybody's relationship is. That'll come up no matter what bitch I'm with. Let me tell you something. She gonna try to play. My daughter gonna try to play that bitch. She'll be cool with her for a minute, but she gonna not. Well, okay. When my daughter gets to dating, she's gonna be glad that I'm with somebody. If I'm dating myself, but if I'm married, well, now I can concentrate on what the fuck you doing, because me and my wife already settled. Fuck calling you this late, bitch. Like, I can do that now. We were already good.
Yeah.
So then what happens when I'm being lax, but the girl I'm with says, well, you know, she number 15. You probably should let her come in the house earlier than midnight. And so now I feel like, well, I don't want to be looked at as a bad parent, and maybe midnight was too late. So let me go tell my daughter, okay, baby, we got to change the curfew. You got to be back in the house at like 10:30, 11. It's a school night, motherfucker. I mean, I'm being told that it's bad. So at least come back at like 11 or something, you know. Yeah. Make this bitch leave me alone. Oh, so she telling us how to be to be parents. That's what she doing. She telling you what to do now. So now the little girl is questioning my manhood because she telling me, your wife is running shit now, huh? Mm-hmm. We had a pretty good relationship going before this bitch started telling us what to do. Have I gotten in trouble when I had a midnight curfew? Well, no, you didn't, baby. Well, then why you letting her tell, bud? So, okay, now I'm caught in a rock and hard place because I love my daughter, but this woman over here is the one who has sex with me, and I like to have sex with her every now and again because it's fun. This one cooks. I like to eat every now and again. Right. Sustenance sometimes comes into play in a human's life.
Yes.
So, all you do is go to school, ask me for money for clothes, for shit that's too damn tight and small for you, and I'm up here arguing with you about it. You don't really do anything. You don't cook and clean. When I tell you to clean your damn room, you act the ass. So as a person, I'm caught in the middle. How do you deal with situations like that when you're dating an individual? Or in your case, if you were dating a woman with children. How do y'all deal with that when she's sometimes going to be stuck in the middle? Because you're going to be looking at things and be like, okay, I don't like where this is going. Or I don't like that he treating you like this. Or he need to get a job. We don't need to be. Whatever it is, when you start being a parent, it will cause a rift. How do you deal with that?
So one of the things that we decided that we were going to do is that we never made any calls without the other's consent first. So if it was something to where if I'm at home and let's say he came home from school and my wife is still at work and he said, hey, you know, Brian, can I go outside? My first thing is going to be, well, let me call your mama. You know what I'm saying? Or if it was the other way around, she was like, well, let me call Brian and see if there's anything that he needs you to do before you go off and do whatever it is you're going to do. And it was like, it showed that we had the united front to where whenever he asked me something, he knew that I was always going to consult her and vice versa. And he knew that she was always going to, consult me. You know, and most of the time it would be where it'd be a thing and say, hey, what do you think, baby? You think it's good? Yeah, let him go. Whatever he wants to do. As long as he's doing what he's supposed to do, then it was cool.
That's interesting, though.
That united front.
But that's interesting because most people would not do that.
Yeah. and that goes to our relationship as far as how we trust each other, because she knew that anything that I was doing was going to be for our good, and I trusted in her that anything that she was doing with him was going to be for our good too. But it's hard to get somebody to be on that page, which is why I'm the exception to the rule, man. I truly believe that, because you have people that believe that, hey, you can't tell me what to do with my son. You can't tell me what to do with my daughter. That's in general how most people are. And that's just the reality of it. There are people to where, in some instances, a parent can't tell the other parent what to do with their kid, let alone a step parent. So it's like there's a huge dynamic there that you have to have worked out before you all get into that, hey, we moving in, we getting married, and we gonna be a family thing. That's something you got to have worked out at the end of the day, because when a kid is young, it's really important to instill that structure and discipline into their life. When they are preteens or getting into that teenage phase, you guys have got to already have your shit together, because if you don't, that teenager is going to tear that shit apart. Because that you talking about a teenager is somebody who really is trying to find him or herself, and they are getting a lot of outside influence more so than they are inside. So they tend to want to be grown. They think they got it all figured out and they know what the hell they're doing, and it's not too much you can tell them. So if you guys aren't on the same page when it comes to those key things of discipline and structure, you're going to have a problem, a huge problem, because that kid is definitely going to play you both against each other if you let them.
Yeah, and then like dudes are always asking me, well, what do I think about them, becoming a step parent or marrying a woman with children? I always tell dudes the same thing. If you're trying to become a step parent, it's a step in the wrong direction. Let me go to the phone lines right quick. 727. The young lady says she paying for this phone call, so I'm gonna let her in. What's up?
Yes, this is Brown Eyes, and I'm paying. This is where your donation going, Tommy, to T-Mobile.
I don't know why T-Mobile's saying that it's a phone call. I think that's weird.
I called them and talked shit, and I made them, because I was like, I don't understand. She said, well, I could send you the documents. I said, well, you do that. That's why I emailed them to you, because I said I need to see that in writing, because I didn't understand.
Yeah, because this isn't a long-distance number, though. I don't understand what you're doing.
It's not. That's why I was like, it's a domestic number. It's not international. And they were like, oh, well, we don't support, like, chat lines or like, radio shows. And I'm like, okay. I said, just send me that, because I don't believe you. But then she sent the document. I was like, oh, well, nothing I could do. But it was 15 minutes. I mean, so
y'all like, really do have this shit, huh?
Y'all really do got it.
Yeah,
you think that we remember, but T-Mobile remembers.
Yeah.
Go ahead, young lady. What's on your mind?
Okay, well, this is a good topic. I'm glad you guys are doing this, because I've been with my boyfriend since 2004. Okay, and this has been like 13 years, and I had 2 kids when we met in 2004. One was, I think, 10, and the other one was like maybe going on 13 or 14. Mm-hmm. And that's a critical age for kids anyway. And my man, he's younger than me. He didn't have none. he's here, and I told him, I said, you better get on this phone if I get on this line, because I want him to tell you what he experienced, okay?
That would be awesome. That would be
I
awesome.
Yeah, because he said, come here, Ricky, he wants to talk to you.
Hold up. Wait. Is he subscribed to our channel?
That's right.
No, he don't. I'm trying to get him on with
Damn,
Tommy. He's
build a
already mad.
YouTube
He's already
channel
mad.
tonight.
Tommy. He's already mad because Tommy gets all my time anyway. So like,
Build
I'm
a
trying to
YouTube
get.
channel tonight and have him subscribe.
Yeah. Well,
Hold on. Look, here we go. Hold on. Talk.
so
Talk.
well, first off, let me ask you, where's Ronnie, Bobby, and Mike?
Good one.
If he love the girl, who cares who you like?
Oh, and hey, Brian. I'm sorry, Brian. This is your floor. I'm sorry, Brian. Hey, Brian. I meant to speak to you too. I'm sorry.
I ain't
All right,
shit.
let him tell you
That's all
what.
good.
Let him tell you from his own. Let him tell you his own story about how. Because I can't speak for him. But go ahead.
What's up, bro?
So about the advantages and disadvantages of dating women with kids.
The advantages is that you know it's an actual woman.
I ain't mad at him.
Can't tell nothing.
I ain't mad at him. I've been saying that that's one of the damn advantages at this point, because when they don't have no kids, look, only way I will date a woman with no kids if she young. If she don't reach 30 something and she don't have no kids, I'm thinking that's a nigga.
Nah, shit. You and me
So
both.
he made sure she was
I
tranny
don't look like
proof.
that.
She tranny proof.
You can look at my pictures, Tommy. I don't look like that.
No, I'm just, well, look, we
That's
don't get what they
advantage.
look like. We done seen some trannies look better than half the bitches I done dated, so I just, it is what it is. I done dated some motherfuckers.
He went back to his boys. Was like, she tranny proof, dog. She got a shouty.
I done dated some
Exactly.
bitches. You get them back to the house and you got your fingers crossed. Oh God,
I
oh,
know that's right.
big bucks, no whammies.
That's the advantages.
Right.
The disadvantages is that sometimes it can be a headache dealing with another man's kid. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Absolutely.
Tell us one of them stories about. Tell us one of them stories about when you almost went to jail for killing a kid.
I ain't really had no babies.
Nah, I ain't.
Though. My kids were already older. I didn't have no babies. Go ahead. Ricky.
No, but that makes it worse when they. Cause let me ask you something, brother. Was one of them a boy?
No, all girls. I'm the only dude.
Oh well. Okay, but that can go wrong the other way too. But like with a boy, he
Man,
gonna try to
that's a
whoop
damn
your
headache.
ass. Like he.
I ain't worried about that.
Well, you know you gotta be worried about losing to him, but I just don't want to fight the nigga in the first place.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm going to keep on beating this dude.
Exactly. Then I got to whip their dad ass.
Right? Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So it's like Mortal Kombat with the cheat code.
Right. What,
Exactly.
once you fight another
Take
nigga,
it
the
back
boss.
to the early 90s and Contra.
Once you whoop the underling ass, the boss about to come out.
I know that's right. For real.
This nigga.
Oh man.
So let me ask you this. So
So
with the two young girls, what was the most difficult part of? Because you walked into it when they were getting into their teenagership. So what was?
Yeah.
How talk about that with us, and maybe this will be your girl's first time hearing it.
Well, like when I've been with them shit for so long. Me and the oldest girl only like 9 years apart, so it's
Oh,
like
now you're telling my business. I got a youngin'. Yeah, I got a youngin'.
Oh no!
So that was
See,
like-
that's the scary thing too. Like I'm just gonna
Yeah.
throw it out there. If y'all only 9 years apart, I'm just saying. I mean,
Pepperidge Farm.
I'm just saying. Like if I'm with a woman and that woman's just that fine that I want to marry her, and I'm only 9 years older than her daughter. I'm 30 and her
What's
daughter
that?
23. Nice young
No, I was
tender.
that teenage mother. So I was young when my kids were.
I'm 30, she 23. I'm walking around the house still glistening. Is you listening?
no, I never looked at them like that.
Is
you know
you
what I'm saying? I never
listening?
looked at them like that. Nah, even though they're very pretty girls, I never looked at them
Look,
like
I don't
that.
mean to look. Let me tell you something. I dated this girl when I was 21. She had an 11-year-old niece. 10 years ago, I saw her 11-year-old niece again. but her niece was 21 then. It
So you
wasn't
got
the
to look
same
at the
bitch who used to be glad to see me when I was like, oh, she's so sweet, man. She wasn't sweet no motherfucking more. Whoa, that motherfucker was grown. Oh no! I said, this is not the same old little girl used to sit in my lap. Oh, and she remembered me. I thought only Pepperidge Farm would remember me. She remembered me. And I'm up here talking to her, and she said, Uncle Tommy. I said, if you'll get off me, bitch.
Oh boy.
It ain't the same. Them days is different. You can't just be running up and sitting on my lap no more. Stop it.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about. They grow up out of nowhere. I don't know how it happens. Like, I've been old for a minute. I'm like, you know, if you think about Morgan Freeman, this nigga been old since the first movie he was in. I'm like that. I've been old for a minute, so I don't change. But this motherfucker went from 16 to 26. Shit went left. Something happened. There's this one girl hit me up on Instagram. You used to date my mom. And I used to fuck the shit out of her mom.
Oh, God.
And she was 23. I said, well, I'm going to fuck the shit out of her daughter, too. I remembered when that girl was all little. I remembered she was a little old girl in the house. She grown now. So I'm just saying, that's got to be hard on you in more ways than one. Just saying. It is.
No, I never looked at it like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
He came in the situation because we had dated for like, wait, hold on, don't go nowhere yet. Hold on. We had dated for like a year before we started like living together. So he kind of came in kind of already in dad mode. Which was, and I knew he was a good dude because I wouldn't deal with anyone who I thought was a little suspect about, you know, I'm really overprotective with, you know, and we have one together that's 8. So, you know, I had that later baby when my other two were, my oldest was graduating high school when I had my youngest child. So, you know, that's how long we were together before we had a kid of our own. And, you know, I did that because he was younger than me. He didn't have any, and I felt like if this is the man that I'm going to be with from here on out, I just felt like I got to give him a kid. You know, it's like, how can I make him, you know, because I could have been done. You know, I think my daughter was like, what, 18? And then my other one was like, how old was like 15? Yeah, like that. So my kid, I was done basically. I was done, but I was like,
so
you know.
You had two 1000s, then you wouldn't have an 1100?
Oh my God, no, my girls are awesome. My girls are awesome, but I had them when I was really young. I did that dumb shit, you know, that you talk about. I did that dumbass shit when I was an unguided, you know. I had a.
So
shit
I'm gonna
mom,
play. Let's play the numbers game. Okay, let's play the numbers game.
Okay.
How old are you?
Oh my God, I knew you were gonna ask me that. Why?
I need to know the background.
Okay. All right. I'm 45 and he's 36, and my kids are. My kids are 27, 24, and 8. And me and my oldest daughter are like, no one, I know I'm self-loathing. Right? Anyway, no one believes that. When they see me and my older kids, they don't think, they'll be surprised if they call me mom. And they're like, that's your mom? Really? But
so what did your kids call, what did your kids call your boyfriend?
Oh, they call him Ricky. They call him Ricky, but when they talk to other people, they say, "Oh yeah, my mom and my stepdad." They call him. They tell people, "Oh, my stepdad." Even though we're not legally married, we've been together since '04, and it's been like 13, going on 14 years. So, you know,
if he was my stepdad, I'd call him Babaloo.
Ricky, talking about Babaloo, Ricky. Oh God. Oh God.
You know what I'm saying?
Ricardo. Anyway, but so I know he's kind of shy, you know, and then you making him laugh, so he can't really talk. But I know that I mean, because my middle one, the one that's 24 now, she just turned 24. She's got mental health issues, and she's been suffering from them since she was around. It started around that age anyway. So he was there. I mean, he was like full on when we had to deal with her hospitalizations, when we had to deal with her troubles at school. I mean, it was like
let me ask you this.
House, you know,
let me ask you this: were your two oldest, were their biological fathers in the picture?
My oldest one, the one I had when I was like 17, 18, her dad lived at the time we were in North Carolina. He lived in Jacksonville. He had been in Jacksonville for many years, so he was cool. Though. I didn't have issues with him. He just wasn't around. My second child, my 24-year-old, her dad, you didn't really have issues because by that point, me and this dude had been long, gone. He was just always kind of, I don't know. He was
so
around.
So they pretty
but
much weren't in the picture then.
Not like that. My second daughter's dad, he wasn't in the picture financially. He would, and the oldest one's dad didn't even live in the same state anymore. So they weren't. No, they weren't. But okay. I had to.
So wait a minute. Neither one of the biological fathers for your other kids really did anything for them.
Not financially, no. And my oldest one, since we were like kids when we were like teenagers, when we just kind of grew apart. He moved away, ended up like getting married, having other kids. So, but I never had an issue with him. He just financially didn't do what he was supposed to do. And my second daughter, he same thing. He was there when she was growing up. Him and his mom and them always had. When I went to work, they would have her. They always had her, and visitation was always there. Just financially, he was never. So it was hard when Ricky came in the picture and finances and it's like he's doing. So it did get a little frustrating when he's having to foot the bill for things for. Not just the house that we lived in, but, Christmas. And he's like, going out his way to, racking up credit cards, making sure these kids got
damn.
Christmas. So sometimes,
Wait. Then maybe they should call him Phil. Since they biological didn't bother. No.
Right. But that's true. But he, but because, I'm a good person. I'm not no... the women you talk about. I'm nothing like that. I was getting my master's at the time. I had already graduated. I was getting my master's at the time. I'm working. He's working. And I was raising kids. So when we got together, we started raising. He just came in on me raising the two girls.
I got to ask you something. I got to bring up something, though. Something doesn't sit right to me. You said that you didn't like that, or you didn't think it was cool that he had to, run up credit card debt and stuff like that for children that aren't his.
It just sometimes it would make me be pissed off at their dads when I would say when I would be like, okay, But at that point, it was like we were together, and it kind of almost didn't matter anymore. But sometimes I did feel some type of way about it. Like, God, we're doing, he's, literally taking his last to make sure these kids got Christmas, and because we're paying bills and we're paying for whatever, and we're making sure they have Christmas. We're giving them gifts or money when they got older.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. If you were dating me and you had to help me pay my child support, and you had to help me pay for my rent, and you had to help me pay for my car, if you told your mom or your friends that in the course of dating me, you had to help me pay my child support, my rent, and my car, what do you think your family and friends would say about the guy you were with?
Well, it probably wouldn't be cool, which is probably why I never dated guys with kids. Even though I had kids, I just like you say, you have kids, but you don't think you date women with kids. Well, that was why I chose someone like him, because he didn't have any.
Well, but see, here's the difference, though. Here's the difference, though. There's not one girl who's ever dated me who can tell you they had to pay one dime for my daughters, that they had to pay one dime for me.
No, I feel you. No, I feel you.
So that's all I was trying to say. I was trying to say,
that.
That's probably one of the biggest reasons why I am against dating women with children, because when you date women with children, you're expected to help kick in for her and them. But no woman is ever expected.
Right.
No woman even thinks out of her mind, I got to buy those girls some Christmas gifts. They will try to do it to fit in, but they would never.
I would.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, they would never have to do what you were saying, which was he's basically kicking in to help you stay afloat.
Yeah. And that was one thing about my wife, too, is that she did have her shit together to where she was able to, take care of that kind of stuff. And it was like, for me, anything that I did because I wanted to, and that was just, on top of what she did. But she definitely was as far as finances go, her and
I was fine when we met. He just, Yeah. That's how I was when we met. He came to live with me. Like I said, he was so young. It's a young guy I found. I liked him young, so I found one that he was like 22. He was coming out of grandma's house, came to live with me. You know what I mean? After like a year or so. So it's like.
Put that
I
old
was-
veteran on him. Put that veteran thing on him, and he was like, "Yeah, Granny,
How you know I
I'm
ain't
moving out."
that young in the world?
She putting that thing on him, talking about, you know, if you was here, if you live here, you could do this.
You know what I'm saying?
anytime you wanted
She sucked
to.
his dick
For
really
real?
good and said, you know what? If you stayed here, you could get that every night.
Every night.
Every night. And that young boy
He's
said,
like,
you know what?
Uh-huh.
Grandma,
His
I'm
eyes get
moving out.
big. He said, "You for real?" She's like, "Yep."
You will do this every
Granny,
night.
I think it's time for me to
telling it
move
right.
on out of here.
So,
Right.
but I gotta just say, how long have you guys been together total now?
It's been like since 04 to that's been like 13 years.
Okay, I'm just curious. Have you ever been married before?
No, I haven't. Nope. Neither one of us.
Why? Well, you got him out the crib, so.
She said she went to Granny's house.
You
You swallowed that nigga in the blanket and took him
You know what I'm
off.
saying? You got him early. He
Come on,
Yep.
he hadn't even
And I
taken
did that for
geometry
a
yet.
reason.
But
I did that for a reason because to me at his age he didn't have that past baggage with other bitches, kids. He didn't have that baggage, so that's why But he got with me. But I guess he didn't mind the baggage, maybe because I was so like awesome. I don't know. Was that it?
Hey, look, I can't be mad, but I just
Why
got.
ain't saying that?
I'm just curious though. Why haven't you guys got married, or is because I don't know what you guys even think about marriage.
Oh
You
God.
can ask her that question.
Uh-oh. You know, put on me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't know. We had planned this so many times. Like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. And then I don't know. I have like weird issues when it comes to. I think I have control issues, and I was always afraid that just what I saw in my own mother's life with her multiple marriages and relationships and all that. I think it was just a control thing. Like to say that I'm somebody's wife made me feel inferior a little bit. I don't really feel too much like that now. Now we're just kind of working on just staying afloat right now. We're not really thinking about that at the moment. But there was a time when it was like a control issue for me, honestly.
Wait a minute, where
It was
y'all
just
at?
like-
Houston?
Florida.
It's too soon.
No, we're in West Palm Beach, so they're about to.
Oh well, then
about to
yeah, y'all
move
worried about
out.
staying afloat, literally. So you're right.
Yeah.
Keeping my head
no,
above water.
he never had a problem. He never had a problem with the marriage thing. Never from like when we first started talking about it. He was the one saying, yeah, let's do this. And then, but I was like, okay. And then I would get a little weary and be like, well, I kind of got
So
control.
so wait a
issues. I
minute.
feel
So
like
wait a minute.
if I'm-
He wants to get married and you don't, essentially. Then, right?
It's not so much that I don't. It's just not something I'm harping on. Like, oh yeah, let's go run and do this. I mean, it's just kind of like.
If he
I guess
if
we
he
just
took
stop-
you
we
down
just
to the
stop asking.
courthouse, if he took you to the courthouse tomorrow, you wouldn't do it.
I probably would now because it's been. I would. I guess he stopped talking about it, and we kind of just got other things going on that we're trying to, get through. Just life stuff that we haven't really talked about it in a while. But I probably would now because it's been. It's obvious it's a permanent thing.
Where
I mean,
Ricky?
not only
Where
did he-
Ricky? Ask Ricky. Ask
Hold
Ricky.
on,
Do you
Ricky.
want to get married?
Hold
Hello.
on.
Ricky, do you want to marry her?
Yeah, I do.
Enough said.
You know what I
You're about the power invested in me.
mean? Now, who's is it why?
No,
Right.
listen.
We can jump the broom.
You took a deep ass breath, that player. When he said, "Do you want to marry her?"
I'm tired of talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted that a while ago. She was one procrastinated, so it's like whatever to me right now.
You supposed to be like my man Will and been like, yeah. But it sounded like she was trying to get some of your funky dividends. That's what it sounded like with the way you said it. Like, cause you didn't seem too sure about this. Now we're gonna try to help y'all out. We're gonna give you some guru and some whorish right now. We're gonna give y'all some of that. So I want to know, why do you think she? Well, first off, you've asked her to marry you before, right?
Yeah.
Did you
Got
just
a ring and
ask her
everything?
like how I do? You ask a bitch, but you don't have no fucking ring or nothing. Like, you ain't serious. You just the pussy was good that day. You know what I mean? Good pussy make you say something that you think about later on. You be in the bed, be like, I hope she didn't hear that shit. So you was serious about it?
You wanted to marry me when you was
Yeah.
hitting me from the back.
No, bitch, you know the
Stop it, I
ripples
was
on that
eating
ass
something.
was hitting my stomach, and it made a nigga say, "If this get married." Oh. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
He don't care about his money. Right. Who said that? Still the pillar. That's right, still the pillar. I've been with him 14 years. I don't care about his money because neither one of us ain't got none. So.
Well, I don't know if that's a good thing, but we'll go. We'll move on.
We just average.
But has he
has
walked
no
up to
more
you
money
with a
than us.
ring in his hand? Be honest and said, "Let's get married."
Yeah, I probably would now.
No. He said, has he done it before?
Has he come up to you with a ring in his finger?
With a ring in hand and asked you to marry him?
No, it wasn't no traditional like that old storybook type shit. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just like it came up in conversation. We talked about it, and then it was like, oh, let's get a ring. It was kind of like we talked about it together. But no, it wasn't none of that storybook bullshit about it getting down on one knee, nothing like that. We were a little too involved for that. We had been together. We had been through shit already. You know, we're raising. He helped raising.
No,
my
that's
kids
what I'm
and
saying.
whatever.
Like, you don't have to do it in a sweet way. Like, I wouldn't have done it in a sweet way. I'd have just like tied it to the tip of my dick one day and been like, when you lay down, when I lay down for you to give me some head, it'd be like on the tip of it, and you'd be like, well, what's this? And I'm like, you can either swallow it or put it on your finger. I don't really give a shit, bitch. Like, it don't have to be sweet. It don't have to be sweet. It can just be, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Say, yeah,
But
while I was
somebody
hitting
saying
it from
nothing
the back,
storybook
this,
about
I
our
found
relationship. You
let
right.
me go be.
Whoever said that, you like, ain't nothing storybook about this.
No, but I was just wondering, because I'm not a proponent of it, but I think ain't nothing wrong with going to get you a nice little cube of zirconia, put it on a motherfucking finger.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's
What I'm
I
saying. You
had.
got to get no, like, my mom, fucking, they spent $20,000 on her ring. I was like, that's stupid. Y'all relationship suck anyway.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
stupid.
the reason why I
would.
was really asking about it is because I heard what you said before about, you know, the things you did when you were a young girl and you raised two girls and you raising a third girl. It's like setting that example for her so that she won't make the same mistakes that you did, which is why I asked if you could do it, if you were doing it, you know, I guess a different way that you could, you know, show her and say, hey, this is what, you know, me and your stepfather did.
Your
This is
daughter
what
like
me and your
30
father
now,
did.
so I don't think it's.
So
She's
yeah,
27,
so I mean, at least for the 8-year-old to maybe set that example for her, so she won't do the same
Oh my
thing.
God, my oldest one is like a man hater because of me. My oldest one, she's like a man
Exactly.
hater. I mean, she. Oh God.
That's why-
How did she
Kids
become a
have kids.
man hater seeing you in a relationship for 14 years? What, was y'all fighting
Well,
all the time? What's happening?
Because she's seen her hate them other two niggas. That's why.
Well, because not because of him. He was cool. We did have our little spats, of course. Nothing serious. Just a little, you know, argument here and there. But
Y'all little spats.
there
What?
was-
Who
there were
spat in
things-
whose face?
we never was physical. We had our, you know, we never all out brawled, but we've had our, you know, I mean, come on, Brian, you know, you've been married for a while. You know how it is.
Yeah.
You get in the
Yeah,
verbal.
I'm sure I'm sure though that she's seen what you went through with your other two baby daddies, which is why
Yes.
she's
Yes.
you know turned off. So that's why I was saying the one
Right.
time that you got it right to do it the right way or whatever to set the example for her. If you guys had even like thought about that or looking at it that way.
Because let me ask,
So
do
that she won't make
any
the
of
same
your
mistake.
children have any children?
No, no way. I
girl.
taught them not to do what I did. I told them not to do what I did. I said, be better than me. That's exactly why they don't have kids. And my oldest one is a college graduate, got a good-ass job, and no kids. And she's single, Tommy.
She got a nice ass?
I'm gonna have to send you some pics.
You go ahead. You hook your boy up then.
She's a mixed chick. You like her. She's a
Oh, that
mixed
means she
chick.
got her own hair.
Oh yeah, always had it.
Shit.
All my kids got their own hair, and I got my own. We all got our own. Ricky don't have any
you
anymore,
white. That you gonna wear your own hair.
Well, I got So I'm whitish.
I'm whitewashed.
She said she off white. She like eggshell.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, exactly. Little almond.
Eggshell.
So
Got a little
okay.
almond going on.
Okay, so here's what I want to ask you before we let you go, because this has really been fun to talk
Okay.
to both of you guys. I'm curious though, when you decided to have another kid, and I know a lot of people really don't ask this. When you decide to have another kid with another man, how did your kids handle that? Like that new kid means that there's a solidification, if that is a word, of the relationship that you guys are having, which kind of pushes them out in their minds. Because I can tell you as a kid who was with my mother and she had a kid, I didn't like that shit at all. I tried to smother that little motherfucker a couple of times.
But how old were you? Weren't you
10.
kind of young when that happened?
I was 10.
Okay, 10, and
like
then, okay, well, see, mine were already, I had a high school graduate and one, like, you know, a few years younger, so they were already very used to him, and then, when we planned, of course, it wasn't, of course, 5 years into the relationship, it wasn't a slip-up, it wasn't a oops, you know, now I'm your baby mama.
Now, oops, I did it
was like
again.
a planned thing. It was planned, so they kind of knew, so they were very used to him, very close to him already. And
right, but it still feels like they're being pushed out to a lot of kids because, well, you're dating my mom, you're already taking time away from my mom. Now you're going to put this kid, which is going to take more time away from us, even though we're getting of the teenage years. Kids still like to be able to run their parents a little bit. You definitely like to be able to have your mom or whatever seem concerned about what you're doing in your life. And once she has her own little kid, she kind of stops.
Well, we talked about it a lot. Like I would talk to them about this, and they never really said that it was. They were actually really excited about it. They never really ever said. Even now, they would never say that was a problem for them. But they enjoyed it. It was like that was our baby, you know. And I had
cool.
And I think that's the reason why I think that might have been the reason why they also got turned off from having any kids of their own too, because they were in the house when I had an infant, and they were like. They're helping out, and I'm like, you know, you don't want to. So they kind of like put it in their minds, like, nah, we don't want to do this until we're set and married, and you know. So they kind of like really set it in stone what I had already taught them, like, don't just run out here and have kids. But they were already close to him. Me and my daughters are very close. Never never let anything come before them, and not even him, and he knows this. But he was right there. They were right there. They were at the hospital. I mean, you know. Literally in the delivery room, so that they were really excited about it, and it was like all love, really. Like we didn't have an issue with the third, you know, with the young baby with two teenagers at the time, because they were, I don't know, we were just all family. It was just all love. They had.
And I know, I gotta let you go, but I was just curious. Do you think that marriage is going to happen? Somebody sent me an email and they said. If after 13 years you have not gotten married, marriage is probably something that won't happen. There has to be something that is keeping you guys together, but keeping you guys from being married. I think that may be something you both should take a look at. Not that marriage is the most important thing, because if you're happy, you're happy. But if marriage is one thing that one of the people in the relationship want, they're going to feel some kind of way that they haven't gotten that thing, i.e. marriage, done. I mean, we've been having fun with jokes and stuff here, but I do want you guys.
You're right.
I do want you guys to. I don't want anybody to feel like they're being left out.
Right. We'll talk about it. Me and him, we're going to discuss it some more. We just had some things happen over the last few years that kind of set us back a little, so we're just trying to get past that, and we're going to start, you know, getting back on track and talking about moving forward, you know, doing those, and especially that. It was something that just kind of got put on the back burner because of some other things. But but seriously, I mean, I'm not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
Let me leave you with this. Let me leave you with this. If that's your man, and you love him, and you love your daughters, and you want to be the example, and that man wants to get married, marry that man. Go ahead and do a destination wedding, so you ain't got to talk about saving up for this, saving up for that. Do a destination wedding, just you and him. Y'all go somewhere, spend 5 days or spend a week somewhere on some wonderful tropical island, and y'all get married. Plain and simple. Set out to do it.
Shit, we're already in Florida. We're at the destination. We live in Florida, so we're
then
already
that's
at the
even
destination.
easier. So now it's even easier.
I feel you, Brian. No, I got it, and it's definitely on the table, right, Bay?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to force any of you guys, and I'll tell you something, Ricky and You guys make sure you continue to be happy, if nothing else, and be safe down there in Florida. I've enjoyed talking to you guys, and I know I'm going to speak for Brian and say that he enjoyed talking to you too. Brian, if you had to point out some things that you see that may be a problem or that you heard, what would it be?
I would say that the fact that there's an age difference, I feel that she's more so in the driver's seat in that relationship than he is. And in some instances that can work, but you still have to acknowledge and take, and pay attention to what it is that he wants, to where it's not just a self-serving relationship, to where you getting it the way that you want it, you getting everything that you want, and the things that he wants are not necessarily being disregarded, but they're secondary. I'm
shocked about that. Like, it seemed like the older woman would be the one pushing the marriage, with the younger man being the one that is pushing the marriage. Somebody just sent me a message and said that he probably cheated.
Even still, she's still there. Obviously, whatever he's done or whatever they've done, it hasn't been a deal breaker.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, here's the thing. I know what it's like to be in a relationship with somebody who's done you wrong, but you still care about them, but you don't want to give them too much because you now no longer trust them.
And that is very valid. And my opinion on that is, if you at that point to where you think you can't trust that person, no matter how much you care about that person, y'all shouldn't be together.
Because think about it. She took him out of the house. I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to get too much into it. I really wanted to know who is still the breadwinner in that house. Because if she's still the breadwinner, then I can see why he wants to get married, and I can see why she doesn't.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it sounded like to me like, she's pulling the string. She's the one that has the upper hand, or she's pulling all the strings. She's holding all of the main cards in the game. So at the end of the day, I get it. But if the roles were reversed and it was a man in that position and she was in that other position, then people would be saying the same exact thing.
Yes.
So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Mm-hmm. He want to get married, you need to get married. If you don't trust him, then hey.
And here's the funny part about older women and younger men. I always say, older women pull the strings until the younger man cuts the cord. Ooh.
There it is. I like that.
Because that's what usually happens.
Yep.
The older man enjoys that. That man enjoys that woman, because older women got good pussy. Like, older women is awesome. Like, their pussy is just amazing, but it's just they old.
Wait, don't start talking about them long titties again.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
He said, time in the knot, kid, time in the blow.
We gonna start doing the dance, Brian. They gonna get to the club. You see a girl with some long titties.
That nigga Harlem shaking? No, he doing the long titty dance. That's the LT.
Whoa! I'm gonna start doing it. I ain't gonna say shit to them bitches. I'm just gonna be out in public. See them long ass titties?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, let's see. She said there's been no cheating though. I was just trying to figure out, like, marriage ain't for everybody. I've seen people date for 25 years, fuck around, got married for 6 months, and it was like, this is enough. I don't think that marriage is for everybody, and I don't think you should force it.
I agree with that, but if one or the other wants to get married, then you got to make a decision.
That's
if they were both like, shit, we ain't got to get married, we good the way it is, we got everything to get, then I'd be like, hey, you don't. But Ricky wants to get married.
Yeah, Ricky want to get married. Ricky want to check.
He want to get that lock. He want to lock in
Ricky
that final answer.
Check.
Final answer.
Locked in. Ricky wants a check. You the bullshit me.
Yeah, buddy.
They want me to do the long titty dance. I'm not gonna do it.
What we'll be saying? That's right. You got to be secured. To make sure something happened to her, you lose everything. Be secured, Ricky. Go on ahead, Ricky.
Exactly.
She got to marry you.
Somebody
That's right.
they
She
try
done got that milk for free long enough. She got to buy the cow, Ricky.
That's right. She got by the bull. She got They want me to do the dance again. Y'all didn't know the dance. Y'all gotta have me do it. Ain't no clown. How many niggas is gonna be in front of the mirror doing this damn shit with the show over? You know they gonna be doing it.
The long titty shake.
Long titty dance, boy.
Long titty. Hit the shoulder. There you go.
Throw them titties over your shoulder, baby.
Oh boy, I tell you. Niggas gonna be scoring touchdowns on Sunday doing the long
titty dance. Somebody gonna do it. Watch. Tell me what during the NBA's NFL season, I believe somebody gonna do the LT.
Somebody gonna score that touchdown, boy. It's like, what that nigga doing? That's the long titty dance.
That nigga doing the LT. What? They gonna play the song for it. Somebody in the comment section say, I just did it. You know niggas gonna be doing the LT all over the nation, boy.
You gonna start a whole new phenomenon. Boy, I tell you.
Oh, let's see. Let's see if we can get to.
Y'all got my face hurting.
Yeah, it got my stomach hurting. See if we can get to yet another phone call here. 225, caller, what's up?
What's going on, Tommy? What's going on, Brian? This Carlo Rossi.
What's happening, Captain?
Nothing much, man. Just sitting up here cracking up listening to y'all, man. I had a question for you, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to ask you is, you said earlier when you were talking about like your relationship, and you said you and your wife had a history. Did you know her before she had her first kid?
Yes. Yes, I did.